Hey everyone, and welcome back to Robot Boy, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at my sort of fantasy scenario for No Man's Sky Next multiplayer. And no, none of these scenarios involve any nip-nips, if you know what I mean. And no, none of these scenarios involve any nip-nip, if you know what I mean. So I've been playing No Man's Sky lately, which sounds a bit strange, I know, but I surely can't be the only one who loves No Man's Sky, but is a little burnt out by it right now. It's been 9+ months since Atlas Rises, with no new content release between then and now. I've dipped in and out of the game a lot, but still carried on following content creators daily and producing my own content too, because for me, that's where the fun has lay in this stage of the game's life cycle. Especially now that we know that the next release date is going to be the 24th of July. I know I can take extended breaks now from the game between now and then so that I can refresh myself in preparation for the brand new journeys that await me. But what will those journeys entail? Well, that's what I've been thinking a lot about lately and what I wanted to share with you all today. When I've opened up No Man's Sky as of late to take photos to use in my videos and generally just explore the beautiful vistas within the game, I've been imagining with a great amount of detail how much the game will potentially change on the 24th of July. All of my imaginations for these scenarios have come only from the multiplayer prospect, which seems to be Hello Games' key focus for promotion right now. So all of these scenarios that I'm thinking of are not even including the potential overhauled procedural generation elements that will likely see improved as well, which I'll get into in another video, hopefully when they've revealed more details about other content aside from multiplayer later down the line. I'm now going to run through with you some scenarios that, to me, will almost be surreal to encounter once multiplayer is implemented, and a scenario that I've been waiting for since I first found out about the game, since the game first released, and all the way up until No Man's Sky Next. So let's start here. I've never interacted with another player in No Man's Sky at all, in any way. Not just by seeing their floating orbs, I mean I've never even been to a planet, been to a star system that another player has visited. Everywhere I've explored in No Man's Sky has been completely undiscovered. Well, relatively, you know, seeing as the Korvax, Viking and Gek live literally everywhere already, but you know what I mean. No other human has seen what I've seen in No Man's Sky, or walked where I have walked, which I just find crazy. So for me, I have this impression of complete isolation in the game, the feeling that I am completely alone in the universe. I know other people are out there, but it's never materialized into anything other for me than just an idea. Now, why have I done this? Why have I never gone to find another player? Well, a couple of reasons. Firstly, being that I've never seen the orbs as a full multiplayer experience, and I know that there's not too much you can do with them, so I never felt like for me there was any real reason to find anyone. I feel like I would just be finding them, seeing them, and that would be it. And the other reason being that I had an inkling all the way back in 1.3 that yes, this would be the start of full multiplayer, where character models would eventually become a reality. So I wanted to wait and save this experience of seeing someone for the first time and fully commit to meeting them when we did have complete player models. So this now leads us to Next, whereby my predictions are becoming correct and the player models will be there, so that my full experience will be indeed a full multiplayer experience for the first time. Now, my fantasy scenario in Next, based off what we know so far regarding multiplayer, leads me to this simple but what could potentially be an ultimate gaming moment, which can take one of two forms. The first, a journey. Out there in a distant galaxy lies a real character, a real person that I can see in full form, likely customized to look how the player wants them to look. Maybe on their home planet that they built to be their own. Maybe it's one of you watching this video. Maybe it's my friend who's getting the game for the first time, and we meet up to start our intergalactic team together, and they're the first person I see. Maybe it really is just someone random that I happen to stumble across on my journeys. But there will be a day where I do set course for somewhere specifically where a person is, and I land on their planet with the intention of greeting them for the first time. There is, of course, an alternative option, where I look up to the sky on my home planet and notice that a freighter has warped in above me. How could this be possible? NPC freighters don't warp this close to a planet's surface. My freighter's on the other side of the star system, so how can this be? And then, a small light flickers from the freighter, followed by a glowing fireball as a starship bursts through the atmosphere. It lands somewhere over yonder, out of sight. It is here that both of these scenarios' paths merge together into the same undeniably incredible moment. Whether it is I who has landed on a stranger's planet, or a stranger who has landed on mine, there will be a moment where a fully animated exosuit appears over the horizon, or maybe I look up and see a figure standing above me on a cliff, waving down at me. At that moment, I'm not sure how I'll feel. It will be surreal, but when that moment does happen, I will let you know how it did feel, because I'm sure it will be one of the most definitive moments in my gaming life. That in a universe of 16 quintillion planets, I found life, and more importantly, I saw the hugely ambitious and seemingly impossible dream of a small studio in Guildford finally materialize itself into a mesmerizing reality. And that's it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed my little story there, my little fantasy scenario that I hope to see come in No Man's Sky Next. I won't really believe it when I do actually see someone standing on a cliff in front of me for the first time. I don't know how I'll feel. 2 years of the game going without seeing a single person, I finally see someone walking around. Oh, it's going to be almost creepy, but at the end of the day, it will be amazing. So please do leave your ideas and your thoughts in the comments below. Are you going to bring new friends to No Man's Sky when No Man's Sky Next releases? What are your dream scenarios for Next? And what do you think we'll see in Next in addition to the multiplayer? As always, please give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and do subscribe to join me on this journey if you haven't done so already. And with that, I'll see you all in the next video.